What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Auto 101 2024 Nissan Rogue SV. It's Nissan's bestseller in America. I feel like this is the most mainstream compact crossover of all crossovers. Best definition of the category because it just does everything exactly how you would expect. But let's go through that in this video today. Nissan Rogue was updated in 2024, so this is a mid-cycle refresh of the current generation Rogue that's actually been on sale since about 2020-ish. So, you know, halfway through the life cycle, decided to spruce it up a little bit. Still wears Nissan's corporate V-shaped face, but this is the current generation, the current iteration of that shape. You can see those two kind of chrome bits on the side, but it still has that V. I mean, it's pretty distinctive, can't really mistake it. Obviously, you cannot have a crossover car in 2024 without the split headlight design, and the Rogue is no different. So the top element here is the LED daytime running component and the turn signal, and then on the bottom here you have your primary headlight cluster. It's not a bad looking car by any stretch of the imagination. Moving on over to the side, the SV comes with these rather smart looking, I think, 18-inch wheels. They're not quite black, not quite graphite, maybe somewhere in between, gray perhaps. And they also have these silver bits on the side, so maybe a bit more unique than some of the other wheel options out there. I really like this wheel design. You can already see the practicality of this Nissan Rogue just from the way it looks, because it's basically a box on wheels in the best way possible. I don't mean that as an insult. I think it looks good for what it is. I happen to think the Nissan Rogue looks a lot bigger than its actual size, especially for some of the other competition that's out there. Moving on over to the back. Oops, something's poking out of the trunk there, my bad. Hidden exhaust, clean look. Kind of has a bit of a diffuser look going on the bottom here too. A new Nissan logo. It's been a couple years now, so I guess it's not too new, but I like it. It's a nice modernization of the logo. Yeah, I mean, looks good. It's the same Rogue that's been on sale for a long time now. The back hasn't changed as much as the front, but overall, I think it's a good looking car. Thumbs up. What's great about the SV model is the amount of features that you get, just little trinkets. And while we're outside here, let's take a look at some of them. So firstly, proximity key access, very nice. Also, the key has remote start. So if you're in a cold day, we're in Florida today, so that's not an issue. But if you're in a cold climate and you got to get the car started, you're good to go. Moving to the back, also very cool for a reasonably priced SUV, a power lift gate. Now keep in mind the SV starts at under $30,000, and to have a power lift gate, proximity key, remote start, that's a great set of features right off the bat, and shows the value proposition that the Nissan Rogue offers in the mainstream crossover space. And value propositions are exactly what this space is known for. So again, telling you, man, quintessential mainstream crossover SUV. That's exactly what the Nissan Rogue is. First things first, steering wheel, love it. Great bolstering, great design, flat bottom. There's also these ridges on the back for extra grip, for extra road handling when you're really pushing the Nissan Rogue. But in all seriousness, even for day-to-day use, this is a great wheel to have. The button sizes are great, the way they feel, the tactile feedback is great. So I love this driver cockpit. I also like just the overall clean style of the Nissan Rogue. The way that the climate is laid out is so easy to use. Physical buttons for everything. Very practical cubby hole down there. USB-C charging. Power push to start for the SV model. You still have a 12-volt outlet. Very swanky, kind of fancy shifter. Driving modes, I mean, you have them. Are you gonna use them in a Nissan Rogue? I don't know. But it's there, and if you do want it, it's a cool button to have, I must say. Split center console. So if you're the type of person who wants to put your arm here, your passenger does not care about that at all. They just want easy access, you know? So they can keep this open, you can keep it closed. It's the best of both worlds. You can have it your way, you know, Hannah Montana. And the overall build quality is also quite high, at least in the front seat. You have soft padding up here, some leather components here. I say all this, some people don't care about the soft touch, but I like it because it makes it feel a bit more premium. It looks a bit nicer, and the Nissan Rogue definitely delivers on that. This is where things go a little bit wrong because there's a lot of lag. I mean, you could kind of see it here, I guess. Maybe it needs to be calibrated. I doubt that it would come from the factory with this much lag in 2024. It's less evident when it's connected to CarPlay, but there is inherent lag in this system. I believe there's 3 sizes. There's an 8-inch, a 9-inch, and close to an 11-inch screen. So it may just be an issue with this particular screen size in the SV, but lag is definitely an issue. Look at how much that door opens, people. 90 degrees. A 90-degree door opening. If you have to load something here in the back, passengers, a baby seat, you want to put some cargo in here, this 90-degree door opening is so practical. A lot of companies don't think about this, but Nissan has, because they're trying to design the best compact crossover. That's what my argument is for this whole video. All right, back into the seat here. Good amount of space. I'm 5'10". The seat was adjusted for me or maybe someone a little bit bigger than me, but 5'10". Lots of knee room, lots of leg room, lots of headroom above me, like a lot of headroom above me. It's a very tall car. You can see it in the mirror. Look at that. See it right there? Lot of headroom. USB-C charging in the back. The SV does not have leather seats, but I really don't care because these seats are so comfortable, so soft. And I like the two-tone look. Open up to a very cavernous rear trunk area. I mean, look at the amount of space there. It's huge. Great amount of space. Practical cubby holes on each side. And Nissan has the generosity to even throw in a first aid kit. Obviously, the seats fold down. 60/40 completely flat. So you could have, by the way, can't do that one, but you could have even more space to carry long cargo items. Again, something Nissan has done very well. Let's close that up. So how does the Nissan Rogue drive? Drives exactly like a compact crossover needs to drive. And what I mean by that is that, you know, it's not a back road canyon carving machine. It's not like an ultra luxe driving experience, but it's very comfortable and it's very competent. It soaks up all the bumps when you need the bumps to be soaked up, but it can still hold its own with a car full of people and cargo. Smooth ride. It's very easy to drive. The CVT transmission works well for now. I'm joking. I feel like Nissan has really improved the CVT transmissions that they have, so it's no longer an issue. Very nice people here in Tampa Bay, I must say. But yeah, Nissan has improved their CVT transmissions, I feel. So reliability isn't as much of an issue, but we can't ignore the fact that it used to be an issue. That being said, the CVT in this car functions very well. It's very smooth to drive. They've even programmed in some artificial manual shifts, and they've given you paddle shifters so we could... The shifts are very slow and they're fake, but it's nice to have it if you want to experience the feel of a shift. So I like it. I like the CVT programming in this car. The engine that's on offer in this car is a 1.5 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine with about 200 horsepower. I've actually quite enjoyed the engine. I haven't found it to be too drony. Despite its small size, it doesn't really sound like it's overworked either. However, what's interesting about this engine is the fact that the NHTSA, I think it stands for like the Highway Traffic Safety, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. That's right. NHTSA has issued a investigation into this engine, the 1.5 liter turbo 3 in the Nissan Rogue, and it's currently an ongoing investigation. So people have reported problems with this engine. I have enjoyed it during my time with the car. I found it to be smooth, a lot of power, not too much power because the fuel efficiency is also very good, but the right amount of power that you need in this type of car. And paired with the CVT transmission, the overall powertrain combination is excellent. What are my thoughts on the Nissan Rogue? I mean, I'm not really gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I was going into this expecting there to be superior products in this category, but I've come out wrong. I've come out a more knowledgeable man because I now feel that the Nissan Rogue is actually exactly what a compact crossover needs to be. The outside has just enough spice to make it an exciting, interesting, fresh design, but it's still shaped in a way that maintains its practicality, and you can see that from the outside. And this car is actually a car, the Nissan Rogue hasn't really changed in size in any of the 3 generations that have been sold in America, but it's just gotten increasingly more practical with each generation. I also feel the interior has a great amount of practicality for a car that needs to do it all. They've managed to make it practical, but they've also managed to give it a design that's a little bit interesting. And the way that they've executed on some of this stuff is way better than I expected. The button quality is great. The steering and material feel is great. The digital dash is great. The infotainment system in the middle can use some work because it's a little bit laggy. But other than that, the interior is great. The Nissan Rogue drives well for what a compact crossover needs to be. You know, I mean, it's composed, holds itself together, but also provides a lot of comfort. And the powertrain combination works well at providing enough power and drivability. So all those things put together, and I feel like Nissan has delivered a compact crossover for the people, the most compact crossover e-car of all compact crossovers. And for that reason, I am a huge fan. I recommend the Nissan Rogue. I think it's a very well put together product, very well executed product. And what's great about it is that you may even find a deal. I've seen some deals these days for Nissan Rogue, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you for watching the Auto 101. Let me know what you think about the car. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting, and I will catch you next time. Thanks.